Greetings, Raider Nation. This week we're taking on the University of Arkansas Razorbacks. Man, it's been a long time since we played the Piggies. Last time we played was almost 23 years ago now. And we ended up winning that game. And hopefully we can extend our winning streak to 3 now. Because I am sure hankering for some barbecued pig. Barbecue pig is amazing. And of course, the only thing better than barbecue pig is barbecued beef. Alright. All joking aside, this is going to be a interesting game. This is going to be a game that defines both these teams right now. For none of these teams have an identity. Tech is struggling on offense for the pass. I mean, our offense may have a lot of yardage right now, but we aren't being as accurate. We're not connecting as much as we should. And of course, we can't not talk about Tech and not talk about how undisciplined we are. For we are pretty embarrassing when it comes to the penalties. On offense, on defense, on coaching. We are just a wreck the past 2 weeks. With Arkansas, I don't know where they stand right now. For yes, they had a great game against Nicholls State, but Nicholls State is a bottom-dwelling FCS school that mainly wins against Division II teams. I mean, yes, we struggled against FCS Team 2 with Central Arkansas, but at least they'll consistently rank in the FCS and make their playoff system. I don't think Nicholls State has ever had a winning season. Hell, I bet even Southern Mississippi could beat the crap out of them. And then there was Auburn when they were in it for a half, before losing to them in the second half of the game by the exact same amount of points they scored in the first half. So they played a really good team and lost, and played a really shit team and won. Where they at? I don't think anyone knows. Also, the past few years, I'm sure everyone knows this, but ever since the coach Bobby Petrino, that's his name, got fired under some of the most interesting circumstances I've seen. I was reading what happened, and it was like reading a script to a movie. It was just one of those what the hell moments. And they've been through 2 coaches now. They had one season after Bobby left and got fired or left. I don't know. And now they have the new coach who had even worse season last year. And this season, I can't put a finger on them at all because they've been horrible the past 2 years or so. 2 years, yeah, I think 2 years now. So, other the Arkansas of old, too soon to tell right now. But what we do know about this Arkansas team is they like to run the ball. They like to run the ball a lot. They have a great backfield with the likes of Alex Collins, Jonathan Williams, and Khalees Marshall. Alex Collins is the back with the most yards, but one of the backs, I think, was out against Nicholls State with a bruise or something. I don't know. So we're gonna get him fully rested. And from what I saw against the game in Auburn, he is pretty deadly. And not only is their backfield great, but their O-line is one of the biggest, if not the biggest O-line in the country. These guys are monsters. They like pushing you around. They like controlling the clock. And seeing how our defense is not the best run defense in the world, expect them to run down our throats. Now, our defense did show a lot of improvement last week against UTEP, against their all-star running back Aaron Jones, who is right now leading the nation in yards by holding him to under 200 to about 175, I believe, which is pretty outstanding. And but also has 3 great backs, not 1. That's gonna make things a bit tricky for us. For can we block 3 stars running backs? For you can maybe block 1 type of running back or 1 running back, but can you block the other 2? Or you can block 2 but can't block the other one, and then that enough throw you off balanced. And expect them to do it. Expect them to want to trick us who's running the ball. For the quarterback, albeit he about like 61% accuracy, it's not a deep ball passer. He's just not. I mean, he likes throwing the ball short and quick, and we're going to have to force him to throw the ball deep. Or at least force him to throw it low, because facing that one right now it's not looking pretty too much. I mean, on offense, they have a pretty dangerous tight end with the name of Hunter Henry, and he is a pretty big guy, as we expect from a tight end, and they're going to make use of him in the end zone with a couple of play action fakes to him to open up the other receivers, and we got to be aware of that. For if we let them get into our minds and we end up covering the wrong guy and leaving one guy wide open, it's going to be a disaster. For Arkansas is a team that we should really respect, and they are by far the hardest team we faced so far on our schedule, bar none. And even though the coaching is questionable, they have a lot of talent on that team. It's hard to deny it completely. On defense, however, I am a bit unsure about this Arkansas team. Well, they may have some dangerous players with the likes of Trey Flowers, their cornerback of Kel Washington, and Tyken Coleman. I'm sorry I butchered the name. They have some pretty good guys in defense. But when I was watching a game against Auburn, I was noticing a suspect secondary and some missed tackles. Not only that, but from what I heard of the coach, he's not a fan of the hurry-up offense. And there's one thing Tech does well, is the hurry-up offense. For we may be inconsistent on offense right now, but we can still go pretty damn fast. We can still go fast enough to get them off their feet and not allow them to get a defensive momentum or get set up correctly. But this is still probably the best defense we face all year too. So we can't not allow any turnovers against the team. And the 2 I mentioned, Kel Washington and Tyken Coleman, they love turnovers. Now Coleman may not have got any this season so far, but he's gotten the pass a whole lot, and he loves to throw the ball away. And Washington would tear you apart if you throw a ball a bit poorly. So we should not be worrying about the pass being accurate. We should just find a receiver and throw the ball to him. Not worry too much about making sure it's aimed 100% correctly. which was happening a whole lot against that UTEP game. And we also on offense need to find more receivers than Marquez, who is one of the best in the nation at receiving, and J. King Van, who's also one of the best. For you can expect Onside to be covering those guys immensely. So we need to find a third man we can throw to easily to make the defense even more spread out. And that's going to be a challenge, because so far I have not really seen anyone on offense who can really become the next favorite receiver right now. Hopefully we'll find one against this game, because if we get 3 receivers we can throw to with ease, that's going to cause a bit of a night now for the secondary. And when we start throwing accurately and the Hoya, our offense should be able to tear them apart. It's really hard for me to judge on this game, for Tech has made a lot of mistakes in the past with regards to penalties, and those are probably the ones that's gonna make or break the game. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see how we come up against this game. Hopefully, have the 2 games. Back at home now, we're not gonna be as undisciplined, but I can't be as sure. And right now, I'm still a bit iffy on Webb. For he may be able to throw the ball extremely well when it comes to deep passes, but he has a bit of an accuracy problem right now. Hopefully that got fixed up. I hope it did. And I hope we're not going to get any dumbass penalties. And I hope our defense does what it can against their huge O-line. But our offense is going to have a work set out for us, for playing an SEC defense. Even though the defense of Arkansas, I say is suspect, it is still a defense that needs to be taken with respect. For love or hate the SEC, they do defense pretty damn well. Mine's of course A&M. But this game's gonna be pretty low scoring. It's gonna be a dogfight of a game. There's not gonna be a lot of first downs in this game. This is gonna be a game that's gonna be probably the second most exciting game at this hour. We're playing at 2:30. For it's just gonna, I don't know what to say about this game. It's gonna be a game that can allow the Big 12 to see where Tech stands, and to the game gonna allow the SEC see where Arkansas stands. For at the moment, it's gonna be hard to tell where these teams stand. And if after the game, we're gonna tell where we stand right now as a team. I predict the final score on this game is of course gonna be low, and it's gonna be Texas Tech winning by a field goal, 28-25. I also like to remind everyone that this is a blackout game, so make sure to wear black. Until after the game, Raider Nation, guns up, Raider power, and wreck 'em Tech.